Alright, in this video, we're going to talk about the introduction to linear correlation. And then in section 8, we're going to talk about regression, which is taking this a step further. I say section 8 because section 6 and 7 are your midterm. Alright, correlation. Here is a really important fact. Just because two variables are related does not mean they cause one another. Okay, correlation does not mean causation. There are three types of correlation: positive, where one variable causes a rise in the other; negative, one variable causes a decrease in the other; or none, the variables are unrelated. This is determined by something called the correlation coefficient, or R. In Excel, we use the code equals CORREL. You select your X column, comma, select your Y column, close the parenthesis, and it will give you a number between -1 and 1. If you have a strong correlation, that number will be either between 0.8 and 1. Positive if it's positive, negative if it's negative. Strong is 0.6 to 0.79. Moderate is 0.4 to 0.59. Weak is 0.2 to 0.39. And very weak is from 0 to 0.19. So let's look at some examples of what a positive correlation looks like, a negative correlation, a no correlation, and a scatter plot. You will be making scatter plots for me in the homework. So this scatter plot is math versus ELA scores, and I do believe math is the X and ELA is the Y. So as math goes up, ELA goes up, and there's a positive correlation with an R value of 0.97, so it is a strong positive correlation. I'll show you how to get these beautiful scatter plots in Excel at the end of this video. A negative correlation, this is a strong negative correlation at -0.93. Math is the Y and absences is the X. Don't get it twisted. This table is backwards on purpose. This is your X, this is your Y. Okay, you can pick which one's your X and which one's your Y. But here I picked absences to be X and your math score to be Y, because your math score is going to be dependent upon the fact that you're absent or there. As you can see, there is a negative correlation, so as the absences rise, the math score goes down. A no correlation looks like this. We have a -1.15 for the R, and it doesn't have a pattern in its scatter plot. So now I'm going to cut to Excel to show you how to use the Corel feature and how to draw a scatter plot. I have some math and ELA scores already called up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my data, and then I'm going to go to Insert, and then I'm going to insert a chart, and I want the scatter plot. I'm going to change my title. It doesn't totally work to give us good titles. So this is math scores versus ELA scores. And if I wanted to draw a trend line, I'm going to click on the data itself. I'm going to right click. I'm going to add a trend line. There's things we're going to do with this in section 8, but this is as far as you're going to go in section 5. Is getting the graph and maybe drawing the trend line. The trend line's not required. I'm just showing it to you now. So now I want to determine the number of the correlation coefficient. So I'm going to type in equals in any box. That tells me that I'm about to do math. Well, it tells Excel that I'm about to do math. I'm going to type in CORREL, and then it says array 1 and array 2. So I'm going to select my A, comma, B, parentheses, and that gives me my correlation coefficient.